The IDF told it calculated more than rather than 100 launches of Gaza Strip, and it answered in more than rather than 60 airstrikes on targets in the exclave. Al-Hayya told in a declaration previous environment how down there had been significant intermediation efforts, an obvious link to Egyptian-led negotiations, resultant in a unanimity to back to the ceasefire understandings of the Gaza Strip stripe. This impedance factions are devoted to the ceasefire, as length as the invasion does the identical, added Al-Hayya, with the belligerent groups period for Israel. Israel's intellect secretary Israel Katz suggestions of an treaty. Down there is no ceasefire, he said. Israelite wireless environment night, edition, down there is a precise Israelite politics not to enable survey attacks and abuse versus Israelite countrymen. If militants resume attacks on Israel, he told, terrorism will be met in a really powerful answer. Down there include been no accountable of launches or strikes of each party with 51m. Regional on environment, offering a in fact ceasefire had undertaken conduct though if down there was no official treaty. UN Safety Justice to conduct disaster meet by environment, the IDF told it had start up more than rather than 60 airstrikes targeting the belligerent groups Hamas and Muslim Jihadi. In its definitive outing, in the previous several hours of environment, the IDF told it took aim at sheds of drones utilized for terrorism need, a missile manufacture seminar, progressive marine weapon, war constituent, learning means and a military equipment manufacture website. The IDF told more than rather than 100 mortars and missile strike had been fired out of Gaza Strip for the year of Tuesday, all of them each intercepted by the Ferris Cupola Antenna Defense Framework, or disembarkation in Israel. One stupa hit a nursery school courtyard fair and time up it was due to outdoor for the date. Israel told 3 of its soldiers were injured, 2 easily and a tertiary reasonably, in the belligerent flame. Hamas and Muslim Jihadi declared collaborative liability for the attacks. In a declaration given by the belligerent group's gunman Inspire, the Al-Qassam brigades and the Al-Quds brigades accordingly, the two groups accused Israel for start the newest circle of aggressive and told they had cooperative in launch the attacks since Israel's crimes could not be admitted in any path. An disaster meet of the Joint Nations Safety Justice, named by the joint state, was anticipated to get location environment to talk the newest attacks on Israel out of the Gaza Strip stripe by Hamas and some militants, told the U.S. mission statement to the UN in a declaration. This latter attacks out of Gaza Strip are the greatest we include seen with 2014. Mortars fired by Palestine militants hit citizen infrastructure facilities, consisting a nursery school. The safety justice should be offended, an answer to the newest attack of abuse aimed at harmless Israelite civilian population, and the Palestine management as necessary to be detained reports for which they are enabling to occur in Gaza Strip, U.S. envoy to the UN Nikki Haley told. On to the declaration. Down there were no accountable of any loss of life or injuries occurring of Israel's airstrikes of each the Palestine Ministry of Public Health or of the belligerent groups themselves. Israel and the joint state believe Hamas a bomber organization.